Good morning, children. How are you? I hope all of you are absolutely fit and fine. Today, we are going to revise the rest part of the third chapter of your grammar book, that is, adjective and degrees of comparison. Today, we will discuss degree of comparison. I know it is quite boring that you are revising everything since the school reopens after the summer vacation. But it is our last revision class. From the next day, we will start with a new chapter. So students, let's start. Degrees of comparison. What is the degree of comparison? To describe, quantify, modify or identify nouns or pronouns, adjectives are used. Adjectives have their own degrees called degrees of adjectives or degrees of comparison that compare one thing or person to another. Now, adjectives have 3 degrees of comparison: positive degree, comparative degree, and superlative degree. Adjective changes in form when they show comparison. Positive degree. An adjective is said to be in the positive degree when there is no comparison. Comparative degree. An adjective is said to be in the comparative degree when it is used to compare two nouns or pronouns. Superlative degree. An adjective is in superlative degree when it is used to compare more than two nouns or pronouns. We use the article the before the superlative degrees. Kinds of degrees of comparison: positive, superlative, and comparative. Now we can divide the positive degree into two groups: degrees of equality and degrees of inequality. We can also divide the comparative degree into two groups: progressive and parallel. Positive degree, degree of equality. The adjective or adverb is in positive form, showing that two persons or things are the same, two nouns having the same quality. The common conjunction used is as. Then you have to place the adjective, then again you have to write as. For example, John is as strong as James. Strong is the adjective in positive form, showing equality. Degree of inequality. The adjective or adverb is in positive form, showing that two persons or things are not the same. Two nouns not having the same quality. Peter is not as fast as Paul. Positive degree, degree of inequality. The adjective or adverb is in positive form, showing that two persons or things are not the same. Two nouns not having the same quality. For example, Peter is not as or so fast as Paul. Next, comparative degree. Two people, things, or places are being compared with one adjective or adverb to show that one has more quality or quantity of the adjective or adverb than the other. The adjective or adverb takes are or ear to its positive form and is said to be in comparative form. The conjunction then is used to connect the two clauses. Progressive degree. Two adjectives or adverbs are being compared to show that one continues to increase or decrease when the other increases or decreases. The adjective or adverb is in its comparative form with the definite article the before it. For example, the steeper the hill, the more difficult it is to push the rock up. Next, parallel degree. The quality or quantity of the adjective or adverb continues to increase or decrease as the time passes. The adjective or adverb in its comparative form is repeated using the conjunction and. The days are getting hotter and hotter. It is getting hotter and hotter day by day. Next, superlative degree. Comparing one noun, person, thing, or place with several other of its kind to show that this particular noun has the highest degree of quality or quantity of the adjective or adverb being used to compare. The adjective or adverb takes the superlative form ending with st or est with the definite article the before it. The preposition of is used when the comparison is among items and in is used to specify the place, position, or area. For example, Susan is the most intelligent girl in the class. Some more adjectives: many, much, some, any, little, a little, the little, few, a few, the few, later, latter, latest, last, older, oldest, elder, eldest, nearest, next. Many or much. Many is used with plural form of countable noun. It indicates a large number of something. For example, were there many children in the park? So, children is the countable noun, so we have used many with it. Much is used to indicate a large quantity of something, and it is used with uncountable nouns. For example, do we have much time? As time is an uncountable noun, we have to use much with it. Next, some, any. Some is generally used in the sentences that are affirmative. For example, I got some nice presents for the Christmas this year. This job is going to take some time. Or, would you like some more tea? When we ask a question, we use some if we expect a affirmative sentence, or when we are offering something, or when we are making a request. Whereas any is generally used in sentences that are negative. For example, I didn't get any nice presents for Christmas this year. I looked in the cupboard, but I couldn't find any biscuits. Did you catch any fish? When we ask a question, we use any if we expect a negative sentence. Little, a little, the little. Little is used with the uncountable nouns. It indicates almost none or hardly anything. It depicts almost negative meaning. For example, I have little money. That means I have no money at all. A little, it indicates at least some or a small quantity. It means an individual considers it a small but considerable quantity. That means positive sense. For example, I have a little money. That means I have some money. The little, it means a small quantity which is definite and specific, but the sense is negative. For example, I offered the little money I had with me to a temple. Few, a few, the few. Few means not many, hardly any. It has a negative meaning. For example, few persons can keep a secret. A few, it means some. A few has a positive meaning and is opposed to none. A few words spoken in earnest will convince her. That means some words spoken in earnest will convince her. The few, it means not many, but all there are. For example, the few friends he has are all very poor. Later, latter, latest, last. Later and latest are used to indicate time. For example, Rose said that she would call me later. Sunny was always up to date on the latest fashion. Latter and last are used to denote position. For example, of the two options, I prefer the latter. They caught the last bus. Older, oldest. Elder, eldest. Older and oldest are used to denote age. They are used with both persons and things. For example, she is a couple of years older than him. She is the oldest student in her class. But elder and eldest are used with close family relations like sons, daughters, brothers, etc. For example, Jack is the eldest of four brothers. She is my elder sister. Nearest, next. Nearest implies distance. For example, the nearest railway station is 2 kilometers away. Next, it denotes position. For example, we will get off at the next station. As, so as. We have done it in the positive degree. We generally use as as in case of positive statements, but we can also use it in negative sentences. But so as is used in negative sentences only. For example, your sister is as beautiful as you. We can also say that your sister is not as beautiful as you. But here we have to say Anik does not play so well as John. So as is not used in positive statements. What is the degree of comparison? To describe, quantify, modify, or identify nouns or pronouns, adjectives are used. Adjectives have their own degrees called degrees of adjectives or degrees of comparison that compare one thing or person to another. Now, adjectives have three degrees of comparison: positive degree, comparative degree, and superlative degree.